Don't let any of that get on you. Why not? It has the characteristics of a symbiote, which needs to bond to a host to survive.
How you just gonna slam a dude's head into a train? That's crazy. You would have killed that man if he wasn't made of sand. Let's be real. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy TG Sensei, and today I'm proud to say that I'd actually like to teach y'all about like sin, even though I'm still learning, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I always like to share what I've learned, and like sometimes I'll like watch a TV show or a movie and I'll kind of relate that to what I'm going through, you know. And I was thinking about Spider-Man 3 one day and I was like, hold on, wait a minute. The symbiote, it kind of represents sin, you know. And there's so many ways to think about it, because in the movie Peter is trying to like basically fight that off, and I'll just kind of like go through all the different things and the stages of sin and kind of relate it back to the movie. So let's get straight into the video. You know, number one, sin enters your life for the first time. You know, when sin enters your life, you barely even realize it. You know, it's like a sly fox. You know, it creeps up. You know, it's really hidden and quiet. You know, at first. You know, because you don't realize it. You don't realize what it's doing to your entire life. Second stage is when you realize that, oh wait, hold on, that's sin. You know, let me stay away from that. You know, and you do for a while. You know, you're doing good. You know, you're making sure you don't you know, fall into any temptation or anything like that, or do any type of sin, because you know it's bad. You know you're not trying to like go against God. You know, and a man that fears God, a man or a woman that fears God, is a, you know, righteous person. You know, and that'll be able to help guide you in life so that you can stay away from that stuff that corrupts you.
Don't let any of that get on you. Why not? It has the characteristics of a symbiote, which needs to bond to a host to survive. And sometimes these things in nature, when they bind, they can be hard to unbind.
Number 3, you know, third stage is when temptation hits. You know, the devil loves to tempt you through all things, you know, in your life, whether that's people, objects, things you see online, things you hear, because the devil is most definitely, he loves to work through music. So the music you listen to most definitely is like kind of what I guess you could say whatever you take in is what you put out, you know. So if you're listening to bad music that promotes like violence, killing people, drugs, stuff like that, you're gonna want to do that same stuff, you know. So yeah, you know, you get tempted by this type of stuff, you know, and temptation hits and you're like, maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get that one time, maybe 2 times, 3 times. Why not go 4, 5? You know what I'm saying? And then it starts to build up. Stage 4 is when you fall into sin. This scene would be when Peter basically has the symbiote take him over. It's just covering his face, his body, everything like that. And he did fall asleep in the suit too, so there's that. And because the symbiote takes him over, that's basically like, you know, you fall into sin, and that's when you first start getting used to it, you know. So because of this sin, you know, he's like, wow, look at this, I'm so strong, I feel so invincible, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what it was, man. It was corrupting him. And that's how we're gonna introduce stage 5 of, you know, the sin. It corrupts you, man. You know, it makes you think that, hey, this is all right, you know what I'm saying? Doing bad things, living a life for the world, living a life that just like, you know, drinking, smoking, trying to hurt people, stuff like that. It's so normalized in today's world that people don't realize what they're doing is actually making their spirit worse, you know. So yeah, you know, Spider-Man, it corrupts Peter, and he ends up completely dissolving, what's his name? The Sandman. Yeah, he dissolves the Sandman, Slender. But yeah, you'd have to watch the whole movie just to see how crazy that scene was, because How you just go, hold on, bro. How you just gonna slam a dude's head into a train? That's crazy. You would have killed that man if he wasn't made of sand. Let's be real. He was on timing. But yeah, so yeah, that's sin corrupting you. Stage 6 is where you realize your corruption. You know, you realize that you're being corrupted by sin, and that makes you think like, maybe I should stop doing this. You know, and it's like, what's going on? You know, I felt good at first, but now it's like I just feel this emptiness in my heart, you know? And that's when you're like, man, I'm really corrupt, man. I'm really out here doing all these things. And then you start realizing that this stuff is really taking a toll on your mind, your spirit, your soul, everything. And it's really just kind of, it's destroying you from the inside, you know? The 7th stage is when you begin to go into spiritual warfare, and you're basically just beginning to flee from sin for the first time. You know, you're like, back up, man. Stay away from me, sin. You know, I don't want you anymore. I don't want to indulge in anything like that. I don't want to drink. I don't want to try to get into all that bad music I've been listening to. I don't want to do all these bad things. I don't want to do this, that, you know. And that's when the devil tries to get you back into sin, because once the devil realizes that you're fighting sin, he's like, okay, hold on, wait, let me get up out my chair real quick, you know what I'm saying? Because now I gotta lock in. Now I gotta make sure this dude fall, because at first he was just self-sabotaging, but now he's starting to realize that I'm really playing him for a fool. So now I gotta make sure I can really play him. I gotta get on the field myself. You know what I'm saying? So the devil tries to tempt you even more. He tries to throw all these things at you. You know, but that's why you gotta stay consistent in prayer. Gotta stay close to God. Gotta just live accordingly for God. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you'll be able to flee from sin. Last stage is when you finally beat sin. You know what I'm saying? You're going in this all-out war. You know what I'm saying? And then you're in your final stage of defeating sin. You know, and that's when the devil attacks the most. You know what I'm saying? You're flooded with all these bad thoughts. You're tempted left and right. It's just a whole lot of things going on, you know? And this can relate to that scene where Peter's like right by the bell, and he's like trying to get the symbiote off of him, like, get off of me. Boom, bam, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the symbiote's trying to cling to him. That's like the devil trying to make sin cling to us and make us fall back in so that we can be stagnant in our walk with God, you know. And yeah, you know, he finally gets the symbiote off, and that's basically kind of symbolizing defeating sin. So if this helped y'all today, you know, drop a like, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything y'all want me to talk about on here concerning like God, so I can like help y'all on y'all's journey. I'm also always learning every day. You know, nobody's perfect. I'm still learning how to like follow God more, how to get close with him. You know, I'm just gonna keep on going in life and like spread the wisdom that I'm learning right now. And just I hope y'all can all, you know, just further y'all's relationship with God, and you know, keep going and just fulfill out God's purpose for y'all. So yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one, and yeah, let's go.